Okay, hello again. I am hand sewing on this skirt again, and I wanted to show a step that I am taking because this fabric is really fragile. It's like a lightweight linen, lightweight muslin. I can't really remember what it was. I think it's a lightweight linen, but it's really fragile and it unravels really easily. I did the seam, the side seam, in a simple running stitch. I think I showed that on a previous little vlog. If I can get it in view. There's the seam. It's just a normal little straight running stitch along the seam, but that's not going to be enough to keep it from fraying and to continue to unravel. This is how bad it unravels. The threads are very fine, and they just fray super easily. So on the inside of the skirt, I'm doing a little, I guess it would be kind of technically called a blind hem stitch. If you can see it, that looks like a little crosses, or actually little V stitches on the inside of the fabric. And on the outside of the fabric, it just shows little tiny stitches. I didn't have the cream color thread, I didn't have the blue color thread here in the quarantine, so I'm just using what we've got on hand. And now I will show you how I'm doing these. So the best way to keep this little side seam from continuing to fray and fall apart while she's wearing it, I'm doing kind of my own mock French seam. I am folding the seam flat and then folding it flat again, just folding it to where that seam lays flat, completely hidden, the raw edges hidden on the inside. Really no need to pin it while you're working. You can just kind of roll it and work with it as you go. So if I can get my camera to stay still here, I'll try to show how I'm working these stitches. So the seam is tucked in, it's laying flat, and I think a lot of people like to work with one strand of thread, and if the fabric will let me, I prefer to work with two strands. As weak as this fabric is, the extra stitching along the side, the extra thread will just help to secure to hold it tighter. So the thread is on the bottom side of the fabric, and your needle is going to stay on the same side of the fabric. So then I just come over to the left of the thread, make a little stitch, pull through. And you don't have to pull your stitches too tight. And then come down, catch a little bit of fabric to the left of where the thread is coming out a little bit. Catch a little bit, a few fibers of the fabric, 3 or 4 fibers, and pull through. And do that all the way down the seam. It actually goes pretty quickly. Let's see where my thread came out from. And you kind of want to, if you can see it, I'm using a light colored thread, but your stitches will be kind of evenly spaced. And back here, I was actually playing around with the stitch, working it a little bit differently, my own way of doing a little kind of a catch stitch, blind hem stitch, and then up here I reverted to just going on ahead and doing the normal kind of a blind hem stitch. But on the back side, well, it's actually the outside of the fabric, you're not going to be able to tell I switched stitches. because it looks the same on the other side. So just catch a few fibers, pull through. And my needle just came unthreaded because I didn't have it quite threaded up right. This is how bored I am in the quarantine. I'm showing everybody how to hand stitch. So here's where your thread ends. Where's my thread? You can see it. And then come over to the left just a tiny bit. Grab a few fibers. And when I grab a few fibers on this side, I'm only grabbing it from the top fabric. I'm not going all the way through to the bottom. You'll only catch the bottom fabric on this next, on this little stitch. You'll only pull up through the bottom side when you come down through the top. So that's what it looks like. And that's what it looks like on the bottom. Well, that will be the side that will be facing out. And then after I sew this edge down all the way along the inside, I'm going to come, since this is the right side of the fabric that's facing outwards, I'll come through and I will do a blind hem stitch, or not a blind hem stitch, a slip stitch all the way down. It'll be a hidden stitch that won't show on the outside of the fabric. And I'll make another short video here in a little bit when I get to that step. This is the little blind hem stitch for now.